Hello guys, I'm Thales, and today's How to Slice we're going to be checking out some collapsible swords. So let's start. This is the skeleton sword, and this is a really nice project. As you can see, we got the skull right here, all the skeleton parts, and this is a incredible model. So this is a collapsible sword, so all the blades right here are hidden. When you do the movement, this all comes out and it looks really nice. So as you can see, there are multiple parts. I was able to fit all of them in a single build plate, but you can be printing in different build plates. So you can be printing multiple colors, so print this in one color, then go to the other parts. So I do recommend. This is a really nice model to print. So let's see the best configurations to print. So first off, as you can see, we got the handle right here, the skeleton head over here, the jaw, everything, the ribs. This is the bone that's gonna attach to the end right here. The blades go inside here, and you can just connect all the ribs right here with the head over on top right here. So this is gonna look really nice. So first off, let's go to the print settings. So as you can see over here in layers and perimeters, if we take a look before, you can see this is a really big print. So you can be printing this at 0.22 millimeter layer height because it's gonna take too much time if you reduce too much this value. And as this is a really big model, you can be increasing a bit because you're not going to be able to see those layer lines. So this is perfectly fine. You can be printing this in a 0.22 millimeter layer height. So to add custom layer height, you can just go over here to layers and perimeters and select this to 0.22 millimeter layer height. As for the head, we can be printing at a 0.22 layer height too. As for this tiny parts, the ribs and etc., you can leave at 0.18. So over here in the jaw right here, you can decrease this value to 0.18 so you can get a really good quality, and it's gonna print really nicely. So you can be reducing this value. I'm reducing the layer height. I increased for these two models because they're really big. But if you want to prioritize quality, you can reduce this value. Right here, I'm prioritizing quality and printing time. So that's why I selected for these two models to be printed at a different layer height. As for the bone right here, you can increase to 0.22 millimeter layer height because there are not too many details, so you don't have to worry with that. So you can be increasing to 0.22 millimeters. So this is perfectly. We changed all of the layer heights to the specific models. As for the blades, you can be leaving at 0.2 millimeter layer height. This is perfectly fine. So as you can see, the project set to 0.2 millimeters. So if the parts that we did not change are gonna stay at 0.2 millimeters. So this is perfectly fine. Let's go over here. I would increase the blade right here. I would actually increase the perimeter to 4 so you can get a really rigid part, even in the handle, because you need a stronger part. You're gonna be swinging all over, so it's recommended to be at a 4 wall vertical shells. So you're gonna have a really solid build, and you can swing all over and it's not gonna break on you. As for infill, we're going to be increasing to 15% so you can get a really rigid part. And right here, it's really important, the skirt and brim. So let's analyze this model. So as you can see, first off, all of the parts got good bed adhesion. they're really big and they have a good contact area. Only this one has a really small contact area. But as you can see, if you add brim, sometimes it's hard to remove. So what we're gonna do is we're going to reduce the speed so you can get a good print, a really good print, and it's not gonna stick for the build plate. So we're gonna print this fairly slow, so you don't have to worry. You can be adding just a tiny bit of brim. If you add brim to the external part of the blades, it's just gonna add brim to this region right here. So if you want to select a tiny bit of brim, you can just go over here to the blade, right click, add settings. Over here in skirt and brim, you add a brim type and brim width. So you select a inner brim, outer brim and inner brim, and you can select a 4 millimeters just to add a little bit of brim. But what I would recommend is to slow down the print so you can have a really good quality print. So going back right here, you don't need to add any brim right here because we added to the specific part. As for support material, we do not need any support material for this print. And for speed, we're going to be reducing the speed just to the blade, because this parts you can actually print them fairly quickly. So you're not gonna have any issues, because if you reduce too much of the print of this print right here, it doesn't have tiny overhang, so you can print fairly fast at your standard printing quality. If you want, you can just reduce a tiny bit, some 10 millimeter a second over here, so you can have a good quality print. I'm just gonna be showing you how to reduce the speed for this specific blade. So go over here, right click on the blade, add settings, speed, and you're gonna change the speed over here in external perimeter. So click OK. So external perimeter is at 90 millimeters a second. What you're gonna do is reduce down. So let's reduce to 50 millimeters a second. So this is perfectly fine. So in the blade, we added custom brim and speed. So as you can see, let's just slice and take a look at how the model is gonna be. So as you can see, I just sliced the project, and if you take a look, it added custom brim to this part right here. So the blade, it looks really nice because you're gonna have a really increase the contact area. So this is perfect. And as you can see, each part is gonna be printed at a different layer height. It's gonna take 1 day and 5 hours to print if you were to print in just one go. And if we go right here to speed, you're gonna be able to see the difference between print speed. So as you can see over here in the ribs, it's gonna slow down to print the rib right here, because this is sometimes you can have problems because this is a really tiny part. And as you can see, for the blades, it's gonna reduce a lot the print speed. So as you can see, it's gonna reduce for 48 millimeters a second. So this is gonna guarantee you that you have a really good printing quality and you're not gonna print too fast this region. I would recommend you to take a look, calibrate well your printer, make sure that all the pulleys are well secure and well tightened up so you don't have any Z-wobble. Z-wobble is when your extruder moves a bit and has wobbly parts, and sometimes while printing a really tall part, you can have some mistakes because of Z-wobble. So make sure your printer is well calibrated. So as for the multicolored print, as you can see, the handle can be printed in multicolor. So this will look really nice, really nice. So as you can see, if you want to reduce the printing waste, you can print more than one object on a build plate, because if you print just one object, you're gonna have the prime tower and the flush. If you have two objects, it's gonna waste the same amount of filament in the tower and the flushed items. So this is a really nice tip to print multicolor. But all the configurations that I showed for the monocolor will apply to this one. So the model is ready to print. Make sure you check all of our models in stlflix.com, and I'll see you in another one. Bye-bye.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STL Flix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.